Hello to you. Good afternoon. I don't know what day of the week it is that you're being sent this video. You are probably wondering what in the hell is going on. Why is Candace sending me a video? What does she want? What is this? What's going on? This is probably something that you've never seen done before, but bear with me. Trust and believe there is a method to my madness. For those of you who don't know who I am, you probably have been hiding under a rock. I don't know how you would be this far in the process without knowing me, but my name is Candace Sims. I am the owner of the Fountain Square State Farm Insurance Agency, and I made the decision probably about a day or so ago to do our training and our onboarding process a little bit different than we've done in the past. Typically, what we do is we go through a series of things that you need to know, understand, and do to prepare for your new career, not only in insurance, but in our office in particular. But instead of me doing that, what I made the decision to do is record a video, say all the same thing, give you a very detailed description of everything that you need to know, so that if I ever have to go through this process again, I can hit forward, send it to you, and you have a list of everything that you need to know. So today's topic is going to be the hot list. And hopefully you and I have had a conversation about creating a hot list, what a hot list is, and all these sorts of things. So before I go any further, let me first off say this. Congratulations to you. You have been selected in a long list of competitive candidates to work in our office. We run job ads on every single job board in the industry. Everybody from Indeed to Career Plug, Career Builder, you name it, we run ads there to drive traffic and interest, because it's my vision as the owner of the company to find the most competitive, talented people in the industry. And so on average, we usually get about 250 resumes per month. Of that, I usually talk to maybe about 100 folks, interview about 50, submit 10, and usually hire 1 or 2. So if you are a numbers person, you can see exactly how you got the seat that you're currently sitting in. So congratulations to you for that, for being among the elite, to say the least. But getting back to today's video, or the purpose of today's video, we're here to talk about the hot list. What is a hot list, and why is it important to you in your future insurance career within our office? So a hot list is just simply a list of all the people that you know, all the people that you are connected to, and all the people that you can get in contact with to explain to them that you currently are in the insurance industry, that you work with State Farm, that you partner with State Farm, and that you offer over 100 products and services by which you'd like to see, if they'd be interested in any of the above. So as you prepare your hot list, one of the first things that I want you to know and understand is you're just simply making a list of all the people that you know right now. You're not talking to them, you're not reaching out to them, you're not contacting them, you're not doing any of those future steps yet. You and I will work together on what that conversation in the future looks like. Right now, we're just doing a basic list, right? So before we dive deeper into the hot list and who should be on the hot list, let's talk about why this is important. So when we onboard somebody new in our office, it's a very lengthy process. Usually, full training usually takes anywhere between 60 and 90 days. There's a lot of investment that's given during this time. There's the time commitment between you as well as me as the owner. There's also a lot that goes into marketing. So we're spending extra money per month, thousands of dollars per month, to bring in the marketing efforts that you're going to need to have the leads and the people to talk to be successful to sell insurance. So one of the things that I ask for you to do as your buy-in, or you bringing something to the table as well, is I always ask our new candidates to create a hot list for me. So what that does is it allows us to do a couple of different things. It allows us to get started faster. So by you reaching out to the people that you know and that you already have relationships with and that trust you, It's going to allow you to bring in people faster and start, generating new business at a faster rate. In addition to that, what it also does is it gives you great training. So for example, one of the first people that I wrote insurance on when I opened my office was my mom. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, of course you already know just by being my mom, that I got hired with State Farm, that I opened an office, and that we now sell insurance. I know you've got your insurance elsewhere. If you would be so kind to let me quote you, let's see if we can offer you either a better insurance rate, being priced, or if we can get you more coverage than what you currently have. So as I'm going through the systems and I'm quoting my mom, I'm typing all her information in, and the systems are new to me, so it's taking me way longer. I don't know, so I get to certain screens and I don't know exactly what to do, and I'm confused about certain things. But because it was my mom, she was willing to be patient with me. And so the same is true with my siblings and my cousins and, people that are connected to me through my sorority and so forth. And so it's one of those things where as you're getting over the learning curve, because there's always going to be a learning curve. So as you're getting over the learning curve, these are the folks that are going to love and support you, that are willing to be patient with you, whereas the general public is going to ask, what are you doing? Is there somebody that can come and help you? Or some people may just say, you know what, I'm not interested. It's taking too long. I'll talk to you another time. So it's one of those things where by the time you work through your hot list, you've gotten so good at navigating the systems, knowing, understanding coverages, explaining those things, and closing the sale. You've mastered those pieces. So when we release those leads to you, those marketing channels, and we turn those funnels on, and we're spending those additional thousands of dollars to bring in new business for you, you're equipped and you've expedited the learning curve in order to be able to receive that. So let's talk about the hot list a little bit more. You may say, well, okay, I'm fine. You bought me on the concept of doing this hot list thing. Who should be on the hot list? So let's talk about some of the people who should really be on the hot list and why. So as you think about insurance, there's two schools of thought. A lot of people, when they think about insurance, they think about the obvious. They think about their car insurance, or they think about their homeowner's insurance, which those things are cool, right? But I consider those things aggravations. And by that, I mean this. If I'm driving down the road, I just recently bought a new car. So if I'm driving down the road in my new car and something happens where I'm driving past, a baseball field, a little kid hits a ball and it hits the windshield of my car, that's when I would use my car insurance coverage. That's when I would call State Farm and say, hey, State Farm, I've got a comprehensive claim. My windshield is damaged. How can I get that fixed? I'm annoyed. I got to get my windshield fixed. I probably have to pay a deductible and, whatever, right? So I send my car to the body shop or the car dealer to get fixed. They fix it, and then eventually, maybe later next week, I'm on my way, and as if nothing happened. Those are things that we call aggravations. It's not going to interrupt my life. It might frustrate me for a day or two because I'm inconvenienced with my car being out of service or whatever the case may be. But it's not something that's going to just completely interrupt my life. One of the things that people focus on a lot when it comes to insurance, and a lot of insurance professionals are guilty of this, they spend too much time occupying the space of aggravation. They want to focus on home insurance. They want to focus on car insurance. And while those things are very necessary to all of us, one of the reasons why our office has always been successful is because we focus less on the aggravations and we focus more on the devastations. So by devastations, here's what I mean. When you think about everybody that you think about your parents, you think about your kids, you think about your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you think about your friends, you think about all the people that you know and care about. Who do you know that maybe between the age of, let's say 50 and 80, maybe they don't have a lot of money and they need life insurance, but they don't really have anything in place. Maybe they're retired, maybe they lost their job, or maybe they're just simply on a fixed income because they've got health challenges or something like that. You can talk to them about life insurance. State Farm has a solution for that. It's called a final expense policy. You don't have to write any of this down. You don't need to know any of this. But as you're going through your list of who do you know, ask yourself, who do I know that is between the age of 50 and 80 that could benefit from some additional coverage? Also, when you're completing your hot list, think about these folks. Who do you know that might be a parent, a grandparent, or maybe an aunt or uncle or godparents even? Who do you know that might be young, maybe in their 20s or 30s, maybe a couple that's just starting out? Who do you know that wants to put money into a plan, either a 10-year plan, a 15-year plan, or a 20-year plan where they put money into it, it grows cash value that they can use either for college education in the future. Maybe that couple, wants to use the money for retirement or opening a business in 10, 15, or 20 years. Perhaps those grandparents or those parents want to buy a plan like this for their kids when they're small to help offset the cost of college education in the future. Or you might be the person who says, wait a minute, I know somebody who's 15, 18 years old. They're already at that point where they're probably needing the college money, but they may be able to put money into this plan, or their parents or family members may be able to put money into this plan. Whereas when they graduate from college, once they're starting their lives, that might be the money to finance their wedding, the down payment on their first house, buy a car and pay for the car in cash. There's so many different things that this plan can do. That's the beauty of a hot list, and that's the beauty of knowing and understanding what's available to you. You have made an incredible decision by partnering not only with me as the owner of our office, but you've also made a tremendous decision in partnering with State Farm. State Farm Insurance is the #1 insurance company in the nation, in the industry. And we didn't get there just selling car insurance and homeowners insurance. The devastations is how we got there, not the aggravations. So it's the policies or the sort of plans that I'm talking to you about now. So the next thing for your hot list, think about the people, regardless of age. I don't care what age group you're thinking of. Think about the people who you know are horrible with money, right? My parents, I love them. They've always worked hard. But when it comes to saving and investing, my parents are horrible with money. Everything that I learned about money and being financially savvy and being a good steward of your resources, I learned outside of my parents. I looked at some of the decisions that they made and I said, I don't want to live check to check. I don't want to be like that. So think of the people in your life that you know that may be bad at saving money. State Farm has a plan, or we offer a plan that will allow you to put money into this plan. So you get a bill every month. It's just like your car insurance or your homeowner's insurance or even your cell phone bill or your car note. So you get a bill every single month. And what happens is you pay that bill. Where after 20 years, whatever time frame you pick, whether it's 20 years or 30 years, after 20 or 30 years, you get a check from State Farm in a lump sum. You get a lump sum payout. So all of that money that you have been putting into this plan, you get all of that back in a lump sum payment. So let me give you an example of how this can work. Assume that you're able to put $300 a month into this plan. So you're putting $300 a month into this plan and you choose the 30-year option. After 30 years, State Farm sends you a check for $108,000. Yep. $108,000, not $108, $108,000. What would that do for your life in 20 years? What would that do for your life in 30 years? If you want to see exactly how something like this works, or if that sounds like something somebody you know may be interested in, put that person on your hot list. Again, you don't have to talk to them about it. Just think about people that you know may struggle with paying their bills or saving money, investing for the future, or maybe you know somebody who's great at doing those things who just wants that extra push to have something additional. This will be a great source of retirement for people. This would also be a great source of taking a business to another level or buying property in the future. One of the things that Sean and I discussed, and for those of you guys who don't know who Sean is my partner, my wife. But one of the things that Sean and I discussed was, let's get something like this for all four of us, being me, her, and our 5-year-old twins. If we got something like this for them, theoretically, we could help them buy or pay for their first house. Could you imagine your parents buying you a house and paying for half of the overall cost to buy the house? It's plans like this that can do that for you and can do that for the people that you know. In addition to those items, let's talk about something else that we offer. There is an option called single premium. And again, the technical title, don't worry about that. Have you ever seen somebody who something happened? I'll give you an example. So I had this childhood friend named Nikki. So Nikki, when we were in high school, something really, really tragic happened to Nikki. So we were in school, we get this call, or she gets this call to get pulled out of class. They bring her down to the dean's office and they explain to her that her mom passed away in her commute, in a car accident, in her commute to work that day. So Nikki's mom passed away. Nikki's mom had life insurance. She had it on her job, and then she had a small, like, personal policy that she had with another company. Nikki and her 2 brothers got a lump sum of money after her mom passed away. So Nikki gets this lump sum of money. I think it was, so her mom was paying, I think, like $50 or something a month for this life policy. Her brothers and her end up getting $250,000. They split that $250,000 each way. Nikki, fast forward now that we're adults, I'm 35 years old. I get a call from Nikki saying, hey, I've got roughly about $50,000 of my portion left. And I just really want to know what options are available to me. What is it that I can do with this money? I've been getting calls from different people, but I know you do something with insurance and financial services. So I really trust whatever it is that you say, to do with the money. So I show Nikki what's called a single premium plan. I show her how you've got $50,000. Let's keep $25 just in case for emergencies. So you don't touch $25. But I show her how you can take $25,000 and buy a plan where you can buy a plan for much more than that. So what happens with that sort of plan is she gives State Farm a check for $25,000. If it's something that she decides to move forward with, she gives State Farm the $25,000. State Farm gives her a life insurance plan. One of 2 things is going to happen. Either the $25,000 will be available to her later at a different point where she can pull that money back out. Or if something unfortunate happens to Nikki, if she has children, which I believe she does, if she has children, then her children will be the recipient of the benefit for the life insurance policy, which will likely be more than the $25,000. So that initial $25,000 investment, she can't lose. Either she's going to get her money back from that, or she's going to get or her family's going to get the face value of her policy. So that's called legacy money. You take a small amount of money. All of this was really essentially created from $50 a month. If you think about what her mom was originally paying, then her mom passed away and left money for her and her 2 brothers. Then they now have money to invest with their children. And you just keep that going. And the legacy pot, or the pot of money that the family has, just grows and grows and grows. And then you look up, and then after a couple generations, you're no longer, living paycheck to paycheck. So that's the kind of stuff that we're able to do for our customers. In addition to that, we also offer a bunch of other options. We've got health insurance plans, not just your average, I go to the doctor and then my coverage pays for it. But we also offer plans where if you go and you get sick and you're in the hospital, you need money to pay for your bills, we've got solutions for that. If you are sick and you are off work for an extended period of time, most people are trying to figure out, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my mortgage? I'm behind on my car payments. We've got disability solutions to offset that loss of income for you. In addition to that, State Farm Bank is able to finance your cars. So think of everybody that you know that wants to talk about car insurance. Car insurance is great, but one of the other things that we can do for you is we can also help you lower your car payment. So we can help you refinance your car. It's those sort of things that we're able to help with. So in addition to all the things that I just named, we talked about life insurance solutions, we talked about health insurance solutions, we even talked about some basic bank solutions that we have. Think about everybody that you know. You should be excited at this point. You and I will work individually to get together. We'll go through the commission structure of what all this means for you in the office. But even outside of that, think of everybody that you're helping along the way. One of the things that I fell in love with when I made the decision to open a State Farm office was I fell in love with the ability to be able to help people. So I'm able to create the hours that I want. I'm able to meet with a lot of people and network. I'm able to make amazing money, but I'm able to educate people and put them in a position that they otherwise probably would have never been in. So many people in the insurance industry are transactional. The customer calls, they say they want car insurance, they say they're paying $100 a month, and so you automatically go into, how can I beat the $100 a month payment? That's not helping anybody. That's not helping that family save for the future, and that's certainly not helping them protect their assets and also prepare for the future of next generation, so that legacy that we just talked about. One of the things that I pride myself on is the educational piece. So if you think about everybody that you know, how powerful could your family or could your friends or could your loved ones be if they were willing to sit down with you, sit down with me, sit down with us to go through some of these solutions? If they bought nothing, that's perfectly fine by me. But the whole premise is they'll know that it's available to them. They'll know where to find it when the time is right and if the time is right. But most importantly, they'll know more about money than they did before. Anybody that comes in contact with us in our office should be better off after meeting with us than they were before. If not, everything that we do is in vain. I hope this little short video that I just did for you, I hope it helped to understand what the Hotlist is. I hope it got the wheels kind of turning in your mind to start generating that list. But what I want you to do is I attached a template to this email that you're receiving right now. Make a list of every single person that you know, every friend, every loved one, every former coworker. Some of the people that were on my hot list was my dentist, my doctor. Think of everybody that you know and come in contact with, and even the people that they're connected to. So as I made a hot list, I also asked Sean to make a hot list. So think about your spouse or your partner or your loved ones also making hot lists for you. Think about how this snowball effect could occur. So you meet with one person, let's say it's your cousin. You sit down, you meet with your cousin, you go through everything, and at the end of the conversation, you ask your cousin, was there value in what we discussed? Your cousin says yes, and then gives you 5 or 10 of his or her close friends or family members. You go to them, and then you just keep that going. That's the beauty in what we do, and this is the creation, or this is the foundation of us working together to create that. Text me, call me, email me if you have any questions. Compile your list. You should have on your calendar in the very near future a 2-day training with you and I getting together, going through every aspect of everything in the office. It's during that time that your hot list is going to come due. Because a part of what I'm going to train you and teach you is I'm going to show you the systems within our office, the systems that we use within State Farm, and you're going to plug some of this information into those systems, start contacting your friends and family members to try to, set up appointments or meet with them, go over their insurance and having these conversations. And as you're doing that, all the pieces are going to start to come together. So thank you so much for watching the video. It was a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I hope you got excited about some of the things that you learned. Most importantly, I really, really appreciate you joining our team. I think that you are going to be an amazing asset to us. I really, really take my hat off to you, and I look forward to being your mentor, your coach. I look forward to the time that we will spend together. Get comfortable with these videos. I got to get comfortable with shooting them. I'm in the living room of my house. Right behind this wall is my kitchen. So I am literally sitting in the living room of my house filming this, but I hope that this was very useful to you. Most importantly, I hope that the best is yet to come for you and I. Talk to you soon. Take care.